told you I found you a perfect match. Chosen by science, but you had to marry them right this second. You would tell me, well, that sounds pretty whack. And I would add, you have 8 weeks to know if you really love them. You just got married at first sight. Jason and Aysha gonna tell you wrong from right. Are all these couples just disasters waiting to happen? Imagine if one of them could be a perfect match.
Hello, and welcome to A Perfect Match, where we talk about the show Married at First Sight. I am Aysha, and I'm so excited to be here. Every week, I look forward to this moment to podcast with my co-host. It's the highlight of my week, and I always cannot wait. I'm telling everybody about how excited I am to podcast with him. My co-host. Jason Reed. Jason, how are you?
Aysha, I know you really wanted to podcast, but I had a friend over, and he brought his cats, and I'm definitely allergic, so I'm not in a position right now where I can do the podcast. I know you really wanted to, and I kept saying we would, and I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. But have you not told me before you used to have a cat?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
Shoot.
It's an excuse.
Yeah, no, my grandma's here, and that's why I can't podcast with you. I can't podcast when other people are around. That's obviously I can't do that. So that's the reason I can't do this podcast. Not because the episode was definitely boring, and I don't want to talk about it.
Oh goodness. Oh my gosh. What an episode.
Where are we? What has happened? What has happened to this show?
How have we gotten here?
I don't know. It's been a long road. This is episode 15, so we're a little over halfway done. Think about that, folks. Think about that.
I really hope this is 3/4 of the way.
I think you're gonna be disappointed.
They said, we are going to milk this cow for what because what I'm imagining right now is what is it? I was supposed to say after the final rose, the after decision day.
Where are they now?
Where are they? Like the multiple episodes though.
Yeah. I mean, listen, we're milking the cow. The udder is dry. The udder is raw.
Like, there's more.
I know there's more in here. We just got a new couple, guys. Aren't you excited?
Like everyone's broken up. They're like, but we still care so much about what Brennan is doing.
Oh my gosh. How many more times can Brennan lie to our faces and tell us he wants to do this and he really cares?
Not much longer. I can't take it, honestly. I'm trying to see why my camera is flickering. Are you seeing that on your end?
Yeah, I just thought it was a nice little effect for a strobe effect.
Right? Like, wait a second. It didn't start doing that until now. We literally have been on for like an hour. But welcome, y'all. We are here to talk about Married at First Sight, season 17, episode 15. We have a couple that just got married, and they're on their honeymoon, and then we have everyone else. And by everyone else, I mean 2 couples.
Yeah. Listen, can we even call it 2 couples? Let's call it like
a couple and a
couple and a half. A couple and a half and a hostage brought along in Brennan.
A couple and a couple of friends.
Yeah. I don't even know if you want to call them friends. A couple and a couple of acquaintances.
Right. One is still married. The other sees the other as a stranger. So I just don't know what kind of relationship that is.
If only this was a romantic relationship. If only.
Hey, Brennan's listening. It's not. Better not say romantic. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So we're so happy you're here. Make sure you go subscribe to the Love at First Sight feed. That's when you get all of our podcasts. Also, go subscribe to the RHAP Has a Podcast YouTube channel. That's where you can see our faces. You can see my camera flickering just out of nowhere. And then leave us a 5-star rating or review. We really appreciate it. We've been working our way through these awesome reviews. So we definitely want to shout out a few. So one I want to shout out is from Total Bish, and then it's in parentheses up or OP. So Total Bishop. This title is Get Thee to a Cidery. The experts' success rates for matching couples is slimmer than Clint likes his women. Goodness. Just when you think all hope maybe have been gone in this dark, lonely world, Jason and Aysha show that a perfect match is possible. Sure, their match may not be romantic, but they're the perfect podcast match. Even toward the end of each season, when each episode feels like a repetitive nothing burger, and I don't know if I can bear another episode.
Like now?
Now, we are in that moment. One thing keeps me watching, Jason Reed and Aysha Welch. I want to be in the know so I can nod along while I enjoy the podcast. I love their banter and I love how they razz each other. Not many people in my life watch MAFS, but listening to Jason and Aysha discuss each episode replaces my needs to decompress about each episode with a friend. Bonuses. I love Aysha's focus on the dogs of MAFS. Pepper and Cinnamon are the low-key stars of the podcast, by the way. I love Jason's voice.
Yes. You're so welcome, Bishop. You're so welcome.
Including his impressions. The Lindsay impression is elite. Minuses. Aysha needs to give Jason a harder time about his chicken nugget man. Food restrictions.
I get enough of that from my family and my wife. I don't need any more.
Jason needs office decor and more pervert Cal impressions.
You don't like my decor? You don't like my wall back here? Come on.
You see one shadow of something to show us that there is.
And you'll never know what it is. It's a mystery. I do that on purpose. I got so much going on back here. Y'all will never know. Every time we shut down the podcast, I put all my fun stuff back up, and every time I take it down right before the podcast. Y'all never know what I have back here. I do it on purpose.
The review continued. Above all, it's clear how well prepared both are for each episode. I always leave with new thoughts and insights, which make me enjoy the show even more. Thanks for all the time invested in watching this dumpster fire with us. I've listened to a few MAFS podcasts, but this is far and away the best one out there, and it's not even close.
A few whats? Pretty sure we're the only one, but okay, I'll let that slide.
P.S. I was really impressed with Jason's restraint when Lauren and Orion broke up. He could have rubbed an I told you so in Aysha's face after she was so high on the couple, but Jason took the high road. Golf clap to you, good sir.
I'm glad someone said it, because I've been waiting for my kudos all season for not, getting on my high horse about being right, because,
Right.
I love to be right. So thank you so much for that recognition, that kudos. I really appreciate it. Wonderful review. Really comprehensive about why we are the best and only MAFS podcast.
Yes, we are. Let me not egg that on. I know there are others out there. Okay.
Other whats?
Podcasts.
I know there are podcasts. Yes.
There are other opinions to be had out there.
Yeah. On many different things, but we're the only MAFS opinion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What reviews do you have for us?
The ones I have, I'm going to start with Lori McMillan. It's titled Great Podcast, Great Chemistry. Aysha and Jason are the best, both bright and perceptive. They play off each other really well. Always enjoy listening. I laugh out loud at the role plays. More, please. Coming your way, Lori. Coming your way. The next one I'm going to do is from Sabrina Day. Says, one of my faves. Aysha and Jason are such a great duo. Love hearing their reactions and recaps to the show. At this point, I like their podcast more than like the actual show they are recapping.
Wow.
High praise. Very high praise. Love that. Thank you very much, everyone, for your reviews. We really appreciate them. Keep them coming. We do have a lot in the vault, but we can always use a lot more. So hit us up with those 5-star reviews.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. And you could also join in on the fun on Facebook and join our Facebook group, A Perfect Match Podcast. Look it up. This week, the password is
cat blocker. just always ruining the fun. Always just I wish I could, but I got this cat. It's just causing all sorts of problems. Those darn cats.
I have to say that
If it wasn't for these darn cats, I'd be giving it to you good in my granny's house. Man, these damn cats. That darn cat.
I have to say that is this Facebook password. I rarely come up with them, but this has to be some of my finest work.
Some of your finest work. I could have come up with something different, but I don't, I don't want to get borderline vulgar.
Okay. Yes. So yeah, I have a lot to say about that whole situation. But yes, the password is cat blocker. Put it in, agree to the group rules. We'll let you in. You have fun and join the 800 plus people that are in there talking about this show with us. All right, let's get started. Because we had 3 couples to talk about. It's dwindling down.
It's there's just I don't know, man. There's another one bites the dust. Like it's like, oh, who's still out here? Okay, we got really.
Oh yeah, we are still following Emily and Brennan, huh?
Yeah, why? I don't know. I don't understand.
I know, it's ridiculous. So ridiculous. But let's speaking of Emily and Brennan. Emily, who I need to understand why her invite to after party has not been lost in the mail.
You gotta think, right? Like she just comes in, she's so negative. She's anytime someone tries to speak anything positive, like it's almost she's just this wily veteran that's just like has seen wars. It's like, yeah, everything's all fine and dandy until he tells you, he just wants to be friends. It's all cute and rainbows now, Chloe. Would you just wait? Like, I am just not surprised you haven't gone to after party. She's just like smoking a cigarette, like. Yeah, you think you're in love with you? You think this marriage is gonna last? That's cute. That's nice.
She's in the seat, won't give it up. No. She's like, I'm here every
week. Here I am
with my cigarette. It's just like I don't understand.
She's knocking her pack like you see these people with cigarettes. You're like, gotta get another one. This one's down to the nub. Go ahead and say whatever you were saying, Chloe, about your love, your honeymoon, and whatever. You just wait. Honeymoon's where it started for me, where it went downhill. You just wait, girly.
If y'all didn't see after party, Emily came to fight.
As she always does.
She had this energy. She's like, I hate you, and you. Say something to me. I dare you.
Just come with a negative attitude, with her pink cast on, with her just crappy attitude. I will say this for Emily though. Every time Emily comes to after party, there's just like tea. Like you just walk into the place, there's tea all over the floor. And she's just spilling it all. Like, why is the floor sticky? Emily's spilling tea again. I will give her that. She really gives us the inside scoop on all this stuff. So I'll say that for Emily, but she just is a negative Nancy now. She's just so bitter.
She's so mad. I need to know what's happening present day with Emily because it's like she's fresh off an argument with Brennan.
I feel like right after Brennan, snitched on her by telling us that she went all, psycho killer on him in the shower. I feel like right after that is when she started getting real belligerent, real bitter. Oh, he said that? And then she just started getting real mean. Yeah.
And she's taking it out on everybody else.
Poor Austin.
If I'm Austin, I'm like, I wasn't in a relationship with you. Can you chill out?
Austin's like, what did I do to have this done to me again? Last time we were here together, she snapped on me. Now I'm back here again. Same thing. Why is there no one else that can fill this seat? I mean, listen, we do these people are the 3 representatives of the 3 couples we have left. Okay. Yeah, exactly. There's no reason to have Lauren or Ryan here. There's really no reason for Claire to be on the show or on after party.
Can I come to after party? They're like, Claire, we literally have no scenes to show of you. What are you going to talk about? Well, I'm here to support the other couples.
Claire showed up on the scene to talk to Emily. They're like, oh, Claire's here again, y'all. Okay, I guess let her talk to Emily. We can shoot that. Fine. She's under contract.
Shoot a fake after party with Claire. They're like, yeah, Claire, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Rudy's like, y'all gotta stop wasting my time.
Is this your red light on the camera when it's recording? Don't worry about it. You're good. You're good.
They're like, we're doing something new this season. It's gonna be these bite-sized segments. So we'll just do quick 10-minute.
we're actually doing tapes from home. Like, so you'll just do a selfie video and you'll send it to us, and then we'll put it on the show. Okay, all right, Claire, bye.
Oh my gosh. And the way that Emily was looking at Chloe, I don't even think, like, you wouldn't even look at your enemies like that. It was just
Scrunched up faceless, her squinting.
she's like, it was like she wanted to be like, look at this girl talking. What's she doing here?
She don't know struggle. She got Michael. I got stuck with Brennan.
Looking all happy and stuff. She was just so mad. Oh my gosh. So it was like Emily and Chloe are not friends.
No, obviously. And
that's what I gathered.
We had our suspicions about what's going on with Chloe and the rest of the group. We had our talk about Lauren and Chloe. Lauren and Chloe on last after party where eye roll gate where Lauren may or may not have rolled her eyes at Chloe. I did not catch it. Did Lauren she didn't wear pink again, did she?
Chloe, yeah.
Chloe, sorry.
She wore blue or something, or on my TV.
Emily's was in her wild pink. So something's going on there. Emily, if you're on social media, if you're out there somewhere listening to this, hit us up. Let us know what the tea is.
Just a little private DM.
Yeah, we know that you like to just spill the tea. Just let us know. Hit us up. You can get Aysha on Instagram.
She's like, I'm an anonymous source. I just need you to know, where's Cam?
Where even is Cam?
Okay? He don't even like Claire.
Cam said he don't even mess with you. He didn't even talk to you, girl. I thought that was your friend. I thought Claire was your friend.
Okay, let's talk about that because we're not doing a segment on Claire and Cameron. But Emily says that she heard from Brennan that Cameron don't even like Claire. And
he's like, Brennan said that Cam said that she keeps calling him and wants to meet up with him, and he doesn't want to meet up with her. I was like, oh.
She's like, and where's Cam?
Claire's outside Cam's house with the camera crew, like, Cam! Cam!
And my question is, aren't Claire and Emily friends? Like, why is she talking about her like that?
I don't know. I think that she meant that in a good way. Because she said that her and Claire are in the same position. Neither one of their husbands want to be friend zoned. But I don't think Claire wants you to put her business on trailer because Claire is trying to portray an image. Okay.
Yeah. But then I'm like, Emily, you don't see how you're comparing yourself to a couple that decided they were not going to continue?
Right?
Like, wait a second.
Just Emily keeps saying things like, I just don't want to give up on it. I mean, come on. It's time to go. It's time to go, Emily.
Yeah. Yeah. There comes a point.
We can talk crap about her right now, but next week we're gonna have to be feeling bad because she bust her head wide open.
Oh my gosh, I'm not looking forward to seeing how that happens because it's just gonna be like scary.
Why is she bust? She I don't know what's going on, but she cracked her head wide open because there's blood everywhere.
Everywhere. Oof. Oh, okay. But that's next week. The retreat that Lauren and Orion have to be at, apparently.
Why? Everyone's there. Cameron, you did the right thing by faking a heart murmur. You got the heck out of there. Everyone else is stuck.
Yeah, it literally was like, was it Pastor Cal like doing the intro saying like most of the couples head off to the retreat. Like, everybody except for Cameron.
4.5 of our couples.
They should have said they probably tried Claire. Why are you coming? Oh, I'm free. I'm packed. I'm ready to go.
I already blocked off the time when I knew I was going to be doing this. So we're good to go. You're not going to miss me there. Like, oh, great. Fantastic.
They like didn't invite her, but she found out from Emily the location. So she went. And then they just couldn't edit her out the background.
She makes sure she's in every conversation in the background. Like
she's like, okay, I'm ready for my my confessional. They're like, Claire, we really don't have anything to hear from you. She's like, I'm really worried about Cameron. We have, he's been asleep. So what am I to do if he's in a slumber? How can I connect with him?
He's like Snow White. No, is this Snow White? No, Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah.
He's like Sleeping Beauty. He just needs you to come there and kiss him awake. But he locked his door, so I can't get in.
Right. She's
It
like,
said bolted. I tried. I tried to hack in there.
do y'all have a key?
Could you let me in and film it?
Please. Okay, Brennan and Emily. So they have decided to do a talking stick. They think that's going to help them with their listening, doing a better job at listening to one another. We have a confessional from her. She says they need to work on their active listening to rebuild trust that was apparently broken during the doctor visit.
She goes, that was somehow broken by me.
And we get a flashback to how he says, like, you know, they got to rebuild trust. And she's like, wait, rebuild? Why? How? And so she says, like, trust means everything for a relationship or friendship. She's telling him this. She's like, she needs consistency. She's really big. Consistency is really big. Listening, not interrupting. She needs patience. And he says, look, I care about you a lot and I want you in my life. And losing you would suck.
In the most unconvincing tone, and just like, listen, you mean so much to me. I just couldn't bear to lose you.
He's like, losing you would it would suck.
Can you hold the cue cards up a little higher?
Right.
See them.
Losing you would suck.
I just can't imagine what my life would be like without you. Oh my gosh.
You're everything
You're
I've
everything.
imagined.
I don't want to lose you out of my life.
I couldn't imagine a day not with you. Yeah, you're my everything. Just kidding.
I'd be nothing without you. Color would cease to exist if you left my life.
You're the wind beneath my wings.
You're the best friend I never had.
Not even. He couldn't stomach that one.
It could leave his lips.
Yeah.
Montre, this is too far. This is going too far, Montre. I can't.
You said
do
friend. I take my friendship seriously. Okay.
She's my wife, not my friend. Okay.
And so, you know, he says he cares about her a lot. She says, you know, I care about you a lot too, but I feel like I'm semi losing myself. Like, she's like, she feels like she's not being treated in a way that she deserves. And she gets really emotional because she cares a lot. He's like, look, I just don't want to, I want to make sure we don't blur the lines between friendship and a relationship.
Bro, this was one of many things Brendan said. I was like, oh, so we're just not even pretending anymore. It's like, I want to make sure that you know that you're firmly supposed to be on this friendship side.
Yes.
Don't be trying to make this into like a marriage thing. That's on this side.
That's too far.
You're firmly planted on the friendship side. So don't forget that.
Don't you dare try to cross that line.
Nope. Don't do anything that even remotely is like a marriage. Okay. So let's make sure we got this straight. You are a friend, barely right now.
Don't you dare refer to our wedding. That didn't happen in my mind.
Right. Don't even think about crossing that border into wife territory, because that ain't what's happening here. Okay, this is a friendship-ish type of thing. So just stay on your side. Know your role, Emily. Know your role.
He's like, wife.
Wife Smythe is what I say.
Right.
That was a sham wedding. That wasn't for real.
Right. She says like they've reset, right? But she has different expectations for them. And she feels like he doesn't even treat her like he does not even treat her like his friend. He goes, oh, you sure you want to do this?
Whoa.
You sure you want to go there?
Hey, you're tiptoeing. You're tiptoeing to the boundary. Calm down. You don't want to get put in timeout now.
This man he is so controlling in these conversations, like with his face, with his, just like he's trying to control the direction of the conversation. And in that, Emily is not able to get out how she truly feels. He's like, oh, let's refocus. Yeah, great. I love the reset. And so she says, she feels like, she says, it feels like he doesn't even want to acknowledge that that she is his friend. he's like, well, tell me specifically what I did that you don't feel great about. Everything.
And then she goes in her pocketbook and gets the receipts.
Right. She says, look, at the wedding, you didn't make any effort to show that you were my friend. And it hurt her feeling to hear people come up to her saying, like, it doesn't even look like y'all are even friends.
All those friends she's talking about is Claire. That's okay. Yeah. That's the one person that said that.
All these people. I'm talking people we don't even know. Claire. Did you notice how she kept looking at the camera like Jim from The Office?
I didn't notice it here. I noticed it when they were talking to Cal.
Okay. She was like literally, she kept cutting her eyes to the camera.
Emily, cut. Emily, we can't have you keep looking at the cue cards. You gotta be more natural with it, okay? This is what you get for not learning off a script, okay?
Right. Maybe that's what it is. They have two different scripts.
Yeah, maybe.
Hers is called Married Couple. His is called The Friend.
That's the best you got.
I know. I couldn't even. I knew I wanted to go The Friend.
This is the married couple. This is a married couple. So inventive.
I know. I was too caught on saying The Friend.
That also is a blockbuster title.
So he says, like, they should just ignore it. When people say this kind of stuff, just ignore it. You know, we don't have to listen to that. She's like, no, it's different when it's like your closest friends. And so he says, look, we just need time to move in the right direction. And
we just need about 18 more days. Right?
He's like, how much is long? Yeah.
Till we can move in the right direction, which is away from each other.
Right.
That's the right direction.
He's going to be going to decision day. How do I say no? Like, do I just say no? Or do I just say, like, this was great. I do not want to stay married. Or he's going to have all these. That's
what he's going to be doing in that long showers he takes when he's, processing like he said. No, Emily, I don't want to stay married to you. Or should I come at it soft?
Soft, yeah.
No,
Emily.
I appreciate our time together, but I just don't think that we should continue this relationship. Don't say it's a marriage. Don't say divorce. Just say you don't think you should continue. Whatever. It's important to say you're not getting divorced because you dumb Brennan, you told them you weren't going to get divorced.
It's like, should I be appreciative? No, thanks.
Yeah, I'm good.
Right. And so we get a confessional. She says she goes back to having no expectations, and like she just like that's basically just like the way she could be not as disappointed if she just has no expectations from him. Then they had to work a way to get Claire in. So Emily and Claire is the friend that Emily needs to talk to, even though Emily talks to another friend later, right? Does she talk to another? Is that this episode? Okay. Yeah, Mackenzie. So I always get their names mixed up. Claire and Emily. Emily says that, she always takes for granted how like they have this clear view of Union Station, which it finally oriented them in my mind where they are, because I was like, I've seen Union Station in Denver. So now I know where that apartment is. Kinda. Is that cool?
I mean, that's awesome. That's fantastic.
So Claire, Emily asked Claire how she's been doing. She says she's been feeling good. This is our Claire and Cameron segment. She said, Claire, she's doing good. She's feeling good after, she's feeling good right now, but after Cameron's surgery, he's been sleeping for like a week. So she's been trying to reach out, but then she just realized he's been sleeping.
What a sleepyhead. That guy, he's just always asleep. That's why he doesn't answer my calls. He's sleeping, obviously. Meanwhile, Cameron's just going about his everyday life again, getting more calls from
living normally, working at the bike shop.
Yep, just going on bike trails.
Why are you at work? Oh,
he gets a pillow out. He's like, no, I'm asleep.
Yeah. She says she feels guilty because she doesn't want to be walking around here all happy-go-lucky while he's in this position. And Emily's like, I'm sure he wants you to be happy. So yeah, he would want this for you.
He's still alive, y'all. He's not
I know. It's like, what is going on?
He wants you to be happy, girl.
It's this narrative that's being painted that they're still together.
Mm-hmm.
And so Emily feels like that's done. We're done with Cameron and Claire. Back to Emily and Brennan. Emily feels like it's taking more of a mental toll on her with this whole friendship thing than even the marriage. And Claire is hyping her up. She's like, he is nitpicking everything you say. He is silencing you. And
so in this moment, I have to remind myself that Claire is a therapist. She's working on becoming a licensed therapist, I think, is what, she's still in school, but she wants to be a fully fledged, licensed therapist. I'm just like, this doesn't feel like therapists speak to me.
Yes, she's definitely friend Claire in this moment.
But I feel like this would be good not my therapist hat. My friend hat is on.
Right? Wouldn't it be good practice?
Mm-hmm. You would think.
Right.
Maybe try and see both sides of the situation. Yes, the other side is totally nonsensical. Right. So that's troubling. But maybe, try and work the middle a little bit. No, he is trash. He is silencing. He is nitpicking you, girl. Get out of there.
Okay. Yeah. And Emily says like she feels like he was fine with who she was up until a certain point. She's talking about the honeymoon.
Yeah. She said he was fine with being me for a long time. I said, a long time? You mean like 5 days?
So long.
So long.
And she's like, she feels like he was fine with her up until it didn't fit the narrative that he was trying to portray on camera. And she says it still hurt. Like it hurts to have someone that you care about act like this with you. And she's like, she honestly feels this is the best he can do and like all he's capable of. Which, if that's the case, Emily, if you truly feel that way, why are y'all still together?
Why are you here? I don't. She keeps referencing.
Claire is.
I guess she keeps referencing. We had this chemistry. We were so good. I just think you're remembering this way differently than it actually happened. Emily. I think
she's like fantasizing it.
Yeah, in her head, she's just recreating this wonderful honeymoon they had, where they were all happy, go lucky, and lovey dovey. I mean, if I would describe the honeymoon, I'd be like, it was fine. They got along.
Yeah,
they were okay for most of it. And then he got pissy when she asked if he could have fun, and that was really the start of the slide.
Yeah, he said, "Did she just disrespect me by thinking I can't have fun?"
What kind of question is that? Have fun.
Pastor Cal, he came.
Listen, props to Dr. Pia, okay? Because they said, all right, Dr. Pia, time to go visit Emily and Brennan again. She said, no, I am putting my foot down. I am not going back in there. You send Cal back. You send Cal in there. Make him do something. Let him earn his paycheck. Okay. He hasn't been here for weeks. Okay.
And they said, well, then you're going back to Becca and Austin.
It's like, fine.
Right.
They said, Cal, I heard Emily and Brennan, they finally had sex. He's like, what? Really? I'm there. Let's go. They
shut up. They said,
they tricked him.
They're like,
gotcha.
Fingers crossed.
He's like, damn it. They told right before he went in there, like, yeah, they haven't done anything. They're
right.
Strictly friends. Though.
We thought we had heard.
Yeah, we were wrong. Oh, I'm sorry.
Right. And so they're standing in the kitchen. It's so awkward.
So awkward.
So awkward. But right before that, she's like in the mirror and says like she's not worried about discussing anything, but she knows he's sensitive to certain things. So when they're standing in the kitchen, they can't even create small talk because that's what it is between them now. I will say Emily looked great. Did you notice? I was like, did she do something different with her hair?
I don't know.
I feel like it looked drastically different.
I feel like she got like a good spray tan or something before she
maybe
came
that
to this
too. Yeah,
like, she definitely was looking. She was looking good. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I was like, she really dressed up for Pastor Cal. And so Pastor Cal or Brennan asked her, was she nervous about anything? She's like, no, not really. So Pastor Cal sits them down and he's like, are y'all happy? And she's like, yeah. Like if I wasn't happy, I would leave. But I care about him. But sometimes I do wonder why I'm still here.
Oh, you rascal. She like punches him on the shoulder. It's just he punches him once. She punches him once, punches him twice in the little shoulder. She's like, and then she just gets washed. She starts strangling, like, oh.
Pastor Cal's like, wait, what? She's like, I'm just joking.
So light tap once, and she keeps doing it. It just gets harder and harder as she keeps going. Yeah, if I didn't like him, I would. And she just jumps on him.
Oh my goodness. So she says she does still have faith in them. She wants, but the main thing is she wants a husband, not a friend. And Pastor Cal's like, yeah, because being friends, that's not why y'all are here. To see, like, y'all see each other as buddies. And here, this is what I want to do today. I want to show y'all's interviews and what y'all told me that you wanted in someone. And Brennan starts laughing. Like, it was almost like, okay, whatever.
He knows this is a trap. He knows what this is. He's okay. All right, y'all are gonna. I know what's going on. You're gonna.
All right, take out the hidden cameras.
Yeah, I know what's happening. Give me my licks. He's like, I know I'm gonna get trashed here. Right. He knows what's coming. I do like this tactic though.
I do too.
For people that may be in trouble or maybe acting different. Like, all right, we're gonna show you what you said you wanted and show you what you're not doing that you said you were gonna do. I do like this tactic.
I feel like, not that it's salvageable, but I do think that Lauren and Orion could have benefited from that. At least to have ended it more on the same page. Yeah, because I feel like they had different versions of the truth.
Yeah, I don't think anything was going to take Orion out of his vortex of craziness.
So we look at Emily's. Emily says that she in her interviews with the experts pre being selected. She says she's really sensitive and emotional when she's in conflict. She thinks a relationship takes like a give and take and compromise, and you can't give up when things get tough. She needs someone who's loyal and driven and kind. And then after Pastor Cal's like, all right, Brennan, what do you think? He's like, same girl.
Brennan knows what's coming. He's like, yeah.
Same girl.
Yeah, that was really good. Same girl. Yep. He just knows what's coming for him at this point.
He's the same girl I'm married to. And so then Pastor Cal, all right, Brennan, same. Oh.
No one will be surprised to know that the Spice Girls are Aysha's lock screen as she shows her phone to the camera.
I'm trying to. It's like the camera is triggering it as if it's that weird. Earlier when I was doing that, when we were joking earlier, it was all black. When I practiced this.
We do our dry run for the podcast. Y'all wouldn't believe it. We do the podcast, the whole thing, before we tape it, just to make sure everything's good.
To get all the little kinks.
Yeah. Like, this thing goes way in rehearsal, I swear.
Practice the jokes.
Yeah. It's like SNL.
You were like, wait, that didn't land. Let's try to
Yeah, back up. I'm gonna come in when you say this. So
pulls up Brennan's. Brennan's like,
you?
whoa. He said, this is you?
This you right here, Brennan? I just want to make sure before we start this. This you, right? This is you. I just want to make sure before I hit play that this is you. That you confirm that this is you right here. That's what Kyle should have said.
Yes. And he is wearing the same shirt that he's wearing in this very moment.
How does that even happen? How is that even?
How is it possible?
You gotta play a lot on that day. You really do, because that's a 1 in a million chance of happening.
Yeah, I don't know what that really says.
He's got a limited wardrobe. I don't know.
Maybe his closet the size of like Chloe's.
But listen, no one go back and, if you could see my shirt, no one go back and look at all of our podcasts. I wear the same like 4 shirts on this podcast. Okay.
Oh, by the way, speaking of shirts, I wore this shirt because Happy Black History Month.
Yes, it is February 1st. What does it
February
say?
1st.
Okay.
Culture, yes. It's from the Target. This is not an ad. This is from the Target Black History Month collection from last year. I think it was last year or the year before.
AKA Target.
I went and stocked up as soon as they stocked up their Black History Month section. I got a pillow. I got some coasters.
Do you shop at Walmart?
There's not a Walmart that is close.
See, I knew it. I knew it. Just below Aysha
No,
Welch.
honestly, if I sent you my address, the Target is closer than the Walmart.
Yeah, right.
The Walmart is really inconvenient to get to.
Walmart's dirty. I don't go in there. That's for the poorest.
When I'm back home in Dallas, Walmart is closer, so I go to Walmart.
It's strictly Target and Buc-ee's for me.
Target. Oh gosh, I get lost in Target. But anywho, he's wearing the same shirt. He's saying he's being expressive. This is not the Brennan we know. Okay, he says
this is job interview Brennan right here.
Absolutely,
this is what this is.
He's extremely coachable. He wants to get better at relationships. He's sensitive. He can be emotional with his tone, but he wants to cultivate like trust with his actions. And he wants to make his wife a priority. And he's very open and loving and affectionate. And he's a selfless guy. He sees marriage as a life partner who you can conquer the world with. And he's just going to trust the process because and follow it the best way he can because he's putting his trust in these guys.
Since when, Brennan? Since when for any of this? But I did when he's like, I want to get better at relationships. I think this is the platform to do that. Okay, so that should have been a red flag for experts right there. Like, you want to get better at relationships? No, this is a marriage. You should already be good at relationships. This isn't a trial run to get better at relationships. Let's see this. And that's what I'm talking about. These people are just not seeing the things that I see that should be like cause for rejection. Like, okay, you should be good at relationships. You shouldn't want to do this to get better at them.
You know where you can get better at relationships? Therapy.
Me? Therapy? No, I don't think so.
He said he's so coachable, and he had the nerve to say that to Dr. Pia.
I'm extremely coachable.
I think this is a case of like season 12 Chris, where it's just like he bamboozled them. Like he put on a show. And they're like, this charismatic guy. Oh, he's going to be great. He's going to be so open. And then the real guy is like, what?
Y'all fell for that?
He's like, gotcha. Too late now, suckers.
I'm already up in here.
Right. What are you going to do? Start over?
We probably should have.
Right. Exactly.
We really probably should have.
And then here go Emily Lyon talking about, so I do see a lot of the same qualities.
Emily, though, she's like, well, we were being interviewed, so we were on our A games.
Right.
It's like, stop making excuses for this man. What are you doing? Stop it.
She says she does see some dissimilarities, like trusting the process.
She is handling this with the ultra softest kid gloves. She's like, she does not want to say anything. Brennan is like a wild horse. Like no one wants to spook Brennan away from the show. Like, all right, everybody just
takes off Brennan.
Get back. Just get back. All right, everybody, don't do it. Don't make any sudden movements. Don't say anything that will upset him. We don't want to run off.
Easy, boy.
You already got 3 people that have run off from this. 4 people that have run off from this show already this season.
Right.
We don't want another one. Everyone, calm down. We gotta talk to him gently and sweetly, so he doesn't bolt.
I feel like where is the fine tuning in the contracts to keep all this from happening?
Right. What's going on? And we have called out the experts recently for being soft on our contestants. And I feel like this is another kind of soft pedaling because Kyle's just like, you don't. I mean, this was a light calling out of Brendan.
Yes.
I think in the past we would have gotten this and they'd be like, you see this, you're not doing this, my man. What are you doing? Like, you gotta get your act together. Step up.
Like, imagine the cow that was with Dom and
Mac.
Mac.
You're just very forgetful today.
Yeah, I could not. I literally couldn't place his name.
There's another Mac in this episode.
Yeah, there is. There sure is.
But yeah, I feel like in the past he would have taken Brennan to task, and there wasn't much of that here
at all. And I think it is that exactly what you're saying. Just like trying not to scare him off, because he's heard about how he was with Dr. Pia. Mm-hmm. There's no way he hasn't. And so Emily says, she says, like, he was saying a lot of stuff that, like, you want to hear, but that's not what's been happening behind the scenes. And she feels like a lot of it was exaggerated. So it's like, Emily, everything you just said, that's how you feel, not the, I see a lot of the same qualities.
Emily is a very interesting talker, because she uses these colloquialisms. She says, tales old as time, and then says something that doesn't really match.
It doesn't mean tales.
And then she goes, moral of the story is, and just says something normal, like,
right.
It doesn't make any sense, right?
Moral of the story is, I'm in the mood for some in and out.
Yeah, right, exactly. It doesn't really fit there, Emily.
Right. You know what they always say? I'm sleepy.
Yeah.
It's just like, what is happening? It's just
that old gem. It's time for bed.
Oh my goodness. It's just like two trains of thoughts going in parallel. Oh my goodness. Okay, so she says she does feel like a lot of it is exaggerated. And he's like, well, it's different when you're in a romantic situation. What did you think a marriage was about to be, Brennan?
This was the moment. It's like, did he really say that out loud? Like,
yeah,
he said the quiet part out loud. So I mean, it's different when it's like, what did he say to her friends when they were grilling him? It's like, well, if this was real life.
Oh yeah, in real life, I would have helped her with her bags.
Where do you think you are? What do you think you're doing? This is a romantic relationship. Well, it's supposed to be, Brendan, but you're not getting with the program. It's supposed to be.
He said this is make believe.
Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So Pastor Cal asked him, like, if Emily wanted to go deeper, would he be open to that? And he says, sure. What? Just saying stuff. And she says she feels like she's been doing all she can to make him comfortable, and so she doesn't push the boundaries. And I don't know if you notice his face at this moment, but he was like, yes, that's a good thing to say.
Must respect me and my boundaries.
Yeah. And Pastor Cal said, this isn't friends at first sight. So don't let that come out of your mouth.
Don't say the F word.
Right. Please stop saying friends, please. And then lastly for them, Emily FaceTimed her friend Mackenzie. And we get a confessional where Emily says she is actually more confused after the Pastor Cal visit. And Mackenzie's just like, did he think this was going to be like a walk in the park? He's like, you're brutally honest and you need someone who can like bring you down the earth, which I didn't quite get. But Emily was like, yeah, I feel like he's not used to people calling him out. And Mackenzie said, he's a master manipulator. Like, you're putting so much into this and he is not.
Mackenzie was not for this at all. we need to get Mackenzie and Brennan's friend Richie.
Yeah,
get them all together, all four of them together in a room.
Minds.
Forget all this expert stuff. These are experts, okay? Get them all four in a room, and they can hash this out and understand why Brennan's acting the way he is.
Yes.
Richie gave Brennan the what for the other episode. And I know Mackenzie will come in here. And I think be less aggressive than her other friends were at the housewarming party.
Yeah,
because maybe that's just what we need to get a meeting of the minds here to figure out what's going on with Brennan.
Because they know them better than the experts do. And I feel like they've been clocking it. Like they know their friends so well, and they know the type of friend, they know what would be compatible with their friend. And they for sure know what isn't. So like Mackenzie, like I feel like that would be very helpful. Because and helpful in like shaping I guess helping the other understand perspective. Because I feel like Emily would be very receptive to hearing Richie talk about Brennan. Because it would, like, hearing, even us hearing Richie talk about Brennan was like, yes, that is exactly what's happening. And so this isn't new, but this is just who he is. So, okay, do I want to deal with that and adapt, or do I need to end this now? So, yeah, right, please. And so, Emily says she wonders why she still cares about this Lint liquor.
This Lint, everybody remember that the commercial? This Lint liquor.
You Lint liquor. The commercial was so good. But yeah, that was funny. They had to bleep her out. She's been struggling to articulate her boundaries to him, and she tells Mackenzie like for example, like no disrespect, like don't disrespect me. Mackenzie said he's acting like someone kidnapped him and forced him to be here.
For real, he really is. He really is. Like no one's forced you to be here. Yeah. I love when she says, "I told him that," and he says, "Oh, you're trying to get me to fall in love with you." I love when she imitated him. She's like, "He told me, oh, you're trying to get me to fall in love with you."
She was like, "No,
I don't want that."
Mackenzie said he would be lucky if you fell in love with him. Yeah. And so Mackenzie does support Emily. She said, I support you, whatever you want to do, but I do think you should run for the hills.
Yeah, you should have been run.
Yeah, I feel like Mackenzie represented all of us in this conversation.
100%, for sure.
Because that last friend that Emily talked to, she wasn't really saying much.
Yeah, she's like, oh, yeah, you should try. You should just keep trying.
Give it a go.
It's the basis, friend advice. Yes. Just keep trying. Try harder.
Yeah. Have you put your all in it? Have you really tried? It's only been 6 weeks.
Have you tried to see it from his perspective?
Right. Maybe he's right.
Maybe you should be friends. Yeah. Maybe you are terrible. Right. But after seeing how Emily has acted on After Party, do we think we should be like, I mean, Brennan, he's going about it. He's going about it in a bad way.
Exactly. That's my issue, is how he's going about it.
But maybe he's like, just there's a reason he doesn't see it for them.
And that's the thing that happens on this show all the time. Like, we don't get onto, like, if I think of Clint and Gina, we knew they weren't a match. They knew they weren't a match, but they didn't go about it in such an exhausting way. Yeah, Gina had her little quirks, but it wasn't as bad as Brennan, where it was just completely avoiding the obvious.
Yeah, I just think after seeing Emily on After Party, I think maybe that's probably some behind the scenes we're not seeing. I think in the beginning of the season, we're like, oh, poor Emily. Like, oh, I feel so bad for Emily. Now she's like,
she's in a mood.
I see how she can get kind of bratty. I mean, I don't know if I'd be down for it either if I was Brennan. But he is going about it awfully.
She's scared to talk to him like this, though.
True. Yeah.
She's real bold to Austin.
Real bold. She is out of pocket on After Party.
Absolutely. Because, like, girl, calm down, please.
So, I don't know. I think part of this is this is Emily's first corner. Let's not forget, this is Emily's first real relationship.
True. Yeah.
And so maybe she's just stuck on really wanting it to work and really trying to hold on for dear life to something that she should have let go of a long time ago, because she don't know when she's supposed to let go, because this is her first real relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? Maybe that's the cause. Maybe that's the thing.
Yeah. That's very true. I don't know. That very well could be it. But yeah, these two, they're kind of exhausting to continue to talk about week after week, because it's like, all right, like, we get it. They're not supposed to be together.
Yeah, it's the same song.
Everybody knows that except for Emily.
It's the same song every week. It's just getting tiring.
Like, we're on the chopped and screwed version.
Yeah,
like, same lyrics.
Speaking of chopped and screwed, that whole like paddle scene where they're passing back and forth, incredibly chopped up in terms of like a narrative, of terms of like, we're supposed to be passing this scene back and forth, but we're randomly seeing random shots of them having the paddle.
Yeah,
just randomly talking. I was like,
I'm like, that doesn't mean you're not. Yeah,
it didn't make sense.
Don't continuity.
don't introduce this concept of the talking stick and then don't follow along with it.
Right. But yeah, I mean, there is this thing that we were doing, rating couples at some point in the season, or 1 to 5. 1 being we thought they weren't going to be together by the reunion. 5 being they definitely are. They're still ones.
Yeah, they're the onest ones
that I've ever
seen. Yeah,
yeah,
the oneiest ones.
Yeah. All right, which couple do you want to talk about now?
Speaking of same old song and repetitive, let's talk about Becca and Austin.
I need to send you the video. Like when I say that, I'm thinking of a specific video. It's just like, it's this woman. Like I think she's annoyed with Steve Harvey. He says so. She's like, oh, just so annoyed.
That's definitely how I feel about most of these people in this show.
Yes. All right.
So Becca and Austin, if you remember last episode, they couldn't come to the wedding because they were visiting Austin's grandma in Pennsylvania. So we actually see them in Pennsylvania. They do a little, I guess this is probably some selfie shot video. We see them touring some, I don't know, tourist attraction. It was George Washington's house or something.
Yeah.
And they comment on some swords that they're there. It's like, oh look, it's like Michael's sword. So, oh, Michael, your sword's gonna be in the MAFS museum at some point. Yeah. So they get home, they're unpacking, they talk about how tired they are and all the travel they've done. Austin asks her, so how are you feeling about the Pia visit coming up tomorrow? He says, you gonna drop any bombs on me tomorrow? I think he's really asking. I don't think he's joking here. Like, anything you want to say before Pia gets here that I can think of how to get out of tomorrow.
But the thing is, she's been saying it.
Yeah, there's nothing new. Like this is the same thing. He's, and then he gets on the topic of, we haven't really had time to work on the whole intimacy thing lately. We
Why
are
does
applying.
he see it as a task? Like it's a thing you have to sit down and tackle. And it's not that view of it makes me realize he does not understand it's a consistent effort. It's the little things. It's the hand on the shoulder. It's all these little things.
Yep. So it's like something he has to schedule. It's like, man, I'm looking at my schedule and I just cannot fit this intimacy thing. Can't fit this intimacy thing. Phrasing. Can't fit it in. Can't get this intimacy in here anywhere. Man, I'm so sorry, Becca. I got so much going on.
I know if we could find 3 hours somewhere, we can really sit down and figure it out.
We can knock this intimacy thing out if we can just get a solid block of time. He says, he just says there's no time. He says, we are applying the advice Pia gave us. We're just doing it a little bit slower than we should probably. Becca says, well, Pia says you make time if you want to make time. And Becca, this whole conversation just on the couch, just has her hand on her head, just like,
she's I feel like the Becca we got this episode is, I didn't know if you get this reference. I was gonna say is Summer Walker to it all. Her like really good album is called Over It, and then she makes a second album called Still Over It. Like literally, Becca.
There will be never going to be under it again. It's way over it.
She is so beyond the point of being like the Becca that was so excited, the Becca that was so into him and just like ready and like, okay, I'm ready to be patient. I'm ready to like for this to happen. Like, I'm not used to this, but like, I'm so into this. Now she's like, it ain't gonna happen. So why?
She's almost Brendan levels of just dejected and just, yes. I'm done with this. I don't want this anymore.
She's so defeated. Yes.
Yeah. She tells Austin, Pia said, if you want to make time, you'll make time. He says, we were just in Philadelphia with 2 cats that I'd never been around. And, I'm so allergic. It affected my nasal passages, my eyes, my lungs.
I couldn't breathe.
I just couldn't breathe, Becca. I just hope you can sympathize with that.
So here's my problem with this whole explanation. So first you're trying to blame the cats. And then on after party, you're blaming the fact that you were at your grandma's. You can't have both arguments. You are just trying to find an excuse for why you can't figure out why you want to prioritize this with your wife.
I mean, if you have this many issues, get a hotel, man. Like, why couldn't you get a hotel? We're just going to stay in a hotel room because I'm dying here with these cats, apparently. I can't breathe. He talked about all the stuff we had to do. We had to get a room filter. We had to do all this
What he
and
said,
that.
it felt like he was breathing through a straw.
Yeah, he said felt like I was breathing through a straw. I was like, okay, if you're going to do all that, just like leave the house then. Get a hotel room. We'll meet y'all at the whatever tourist attraction you want to meet at, but I can't stay in this house with two cats. I feel like he almost went in there and like grabbed a cat and just like put it over his face. like, oh no, I got the cat. I can't do the sex now, Becca. So sorry. Ooh, if only I didn't rub this cat on my face. Ah, darn.
My other issue is Brennan. You act like y'all walked out the door with Dr. Pia the last time.
Austin.
Oh, what a Brennan? Okay, Austin. You act like y'all walked out the door at the same time as Dr. Pia, didn't come back. There's no opportunity, and y'all went straight to Pennsylvania, came back, Dr. Pia walked in the house. Like, why are you acting like there is like it's just it's impossible to find time? You would think she's asking him to create a line item budget for their marriage.
Mhm.
Combining both finances, let's fit it in. That's how he's treating intimacy.
Yeah, intimacy is a everyday thing that takes a few seconds at a time. Literally, like it's a handhold. It's a hand on the level of intimacy you're talking about. That Pia's not even talking about sex. She's just talking about intimacy, and he can't even do that. He could have done that several times during the Philadelphia trip. Anywhere, anytime. It's not so, like you don't have to tongue Becca down in front of your granny. Like just be like be close, be intimate.
Yeah.
But he can't figure I honestly think at this point he just can't figure it out. He just cannot wrap his mind around this concept. And part of it is because we made it into this huge obstacle for them that he just has lost all concept of what is real.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he talks about I had such a difficulty. I was just getting so allergic to these cats. Hope you can understand. In a confessional, Becca says, I know he means well. I know he's committed, but it's difficult for me to keep initiating things and keep getting rejected. And she says she's really running out of ways to connect with him that separate a friendship from a romantic relationship. And that she's comfortable with that will fulfill her needs while also respecting his boundaries.
Yeah, because it's like was it after this that he said the whole like, what was we're not gonna make out in front?
I think I was an after party.
No, because he said it to her. He's like, we're not gonna like make out in front of other people, and she was like, I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
he's like, oh no, I wasn't saying that you were saying that. Then why would you say
that? Yeah, that was at the Pia visit, I think.
Yeah. I'm like, why would you even bring that up if that's not what she was referring to?
Right. It's just like, and it's a little I don't know, it's just being close. It's being a little touchy. It's not I don't want you to feel up Becca in front of your grandma, Austin. No one's asking you to do that. Just be a husband.
Science. It's rocket science.
Yeah. She tells me, I didn't want all that other stuff. Even just a little foreplay throughout the day, like Pia said, is important. He says, it's just hard to fit it all in. He says, but as long as we're making progress, that's good. You're not making progress.
We're not. Every time he tries to say like they're doing stuff, Becca's like, and then he'd be, well, not as much, but we fool around a little bit. I mean, it didn't go, we didn't do a lot, but we did something.
Becca tells him, listen, the ball's in your court. It's your if you want to prove things, it's going to be up to you. He says, yeah, I know. Well, act like it, buddy.
I don't know. Does he realize like how big of a deal this is for her? Like if they can't get this together, she does not want to be with him.
I don't think he does. I don't think he gets it or understands it. I think it was a really interesting kind of back and forth between Austin and Emily on After Party, where Austin kind of stuck up for himself a little bit, where he says to Emily, like, okay, yeah, I'm not going on the path that you or Becca want, so I'm just the bad guy here. Like, I don't understand what why I'm being labeled as something that I'm not, just because I don't fit your standard of being, romantic or intimate. Because I mean, Emily turns to Austin, and afterwards she's like, "Why don't you just have sex with her?"
Yeah.
It's like, well,
and then what did he say? He was like, "Do you think that's appropriate to ask?"
Yeah, he's like, I know you're sex positive, but that's just not the path that I'm on. Okay, Austin.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
It's like, it feels like you're really judging me because I'm not on the same wavelength you are or Becca is. I said, okay, Austin. Stand up for yourself a little bit. If you're so
sex positive, you should be, open to what my latent, my non-desire of sex.
I honestly, I was proud of Austin because for sticking up for himself, and he hasn't really done that in these episodes. He's just kind of going on to get along. It's like, yeah, no problem, for sure.
He's sick of Emily.
He's sick of her. This is the second time she's popped off on him. He's like, listen, I'm about to tell you about yourself. I'm trying to be nice.
Right. Oh my gosh.
I didn't even wear a hat to this after party. My hat. My hat's gone. I don't even know where my hat is.
You wore it to another occasion.
No, people down here messing with my stuff. Hold on, my hat. All right. Got my cosplay on. Sorry about that, folks. I know you look forward to the hat every week.
You're like, where is it?
Yeah, I was. It literally was.
That was the shadow we saw. It was your hat.
The what?
The shadow on your wall that we saw earlier. That was your hat.
No, it wasn't that. All right. So they're getting ready for the Pia visit. And they're getting ready by making cauliflower pizza. No.
Yummy.
Just no.
You've never had cauliflower pizza. It's low carb.
It's like you don't know me. It's like I'm new to the podcast. I'm pretty sure I've said on this podcast I only eat pepperoni on my pizza.
But it's the crust. You could still do pepperoni, but it's the crust that's cauliflower.
Gross. No, not doing that. Ew. Yuck. So Pia shows up, and again, I feel like she may have disassociated with you in your sorority. She's not wearing pink again.
She was wearing green though. We're pink and green. It was green on my TV.
Yeah, I think
I literally commented. I really liked her green.
It was more like a brown than a green. Don't me. You don't want the broken TV.
Look, I have it in my mind that I do want to get a new TV, only because I'm working on my setup in my living room. And part of that is
upgrading from the 80-inch to the 100-inch TV. Is that what you're doing?
Part of that is getting a new TV.
I really think I should put a new screen in the movie theater room. I think it's time to upgrade my system.
I just, I want to be fit for more entertaining. Like I can entertain, but I don't really entertain from like a TV movie perspective.
I could only fit 30 people in this movie theater room. I need to get a little more room, get a bigger screen, maybe get about around 50 in here.
I can't be having people over and they see the wrong color.
Embarrassing. We're leaving.
Right. I literally wrote in my notes, Dr. Pia's green dress looks amazing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it looked almost like a seaweed brown.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So Pia sits down with them and we proceed to pretty much have the same conversation we've had at least 2 times already.
I was like, how is she not saying, oh, this is deja vu? This is literally bar for bar.
Why do they keep getting Pia though? I don't understand. We've had this conversation twice already.
Well, we know why Pastor Cal does not want to go.
You ain't banging, I'm not showing up. Period.
I ain't.
You tricked me. You tricked me with the Emily and Brennan. You're not getting me twice. Okay.
And then of course,
I know this Punk Austin ain't putting out. So
yeah. And Dr. Pepper said they're like, oh, do you want to go talk to Austin and Beck? Are they a new couple? I only do new couples.
Am I delivering good news? No? Okay, well then I'm not setting foot near there, okay? All right.
Is it decision day already?
Is it Montre? Is it?
I am not showing up, okay?
Montre, now you know.
Right.
When I show up and when I don't. So don't come with me with the nonsense.
She looks at her phone. Leaves them on red all season.
as she walks across the way to her husband's house from her house.
Right.
So Pia says, "Listen, we're a few weeks out from decision day. How's the intimacy going?" Austin says, Austin's always so nervous to talk about this because he knows he's been bad. He says,
Yes.
we did the handcuffs thing, but not really sexually though. We had kind of a semi-romantic night. I'm being better at initiating, right, Becca? Becca's like, yeah, sure, right. Pia's like, girl, I know what that means. Austin says, well, we had to put a pause on things because we went to my grandma's house and I had allergies. It was a whole thing, Dr. Pia.
I couldn't breathe.
I couldn't breathe, Dr. Pia. She wants me to have sex with her when I can't breathe. Okay. How inconsiderate. Becca says, the whole intimacy thing and the whole allergy thing is one thing, but she felt like he's not being as as intimate or as close as he used to be. It feels like the connection is getting disrupted, and it made her on edge when they were visiting his family because she wasn't getting the affirmations that she's used to from him. Pia tries to give Austin a semi out. She's like, well, Austin, was it because you were around your family and you're kind of, afraid to show affection in front of your family?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, that's it. That's a good one. Come
on, give me more reasons. Give me more reasons.
Give me more. Becca says, yeah, but you just weren't as present and focused on me as you usually are, and you were focused on other things. And she wishes he would just kind of flirt with her a little bit here and there. Pia says, well, what you guys need to do. Pia gets out her notepad. She's like, all right, fun. Cross that off. I tried that one already. Let's try.
She's like, let's go back to talking about religion.
Yeah. Remember that? That was fun. We haven't gone back around to that. And so next on her list to try is, all right, let's try vulnerability and transparency by talking out your thoughts. And we need to make sure you're communicating your expectations because that's important to know what everyone expects in this relationship. And she says she wants them to think about to spend time thinking about what they need to do to progress and move forward. Becca basically is like, well, listen, I want sex. That's what she's like. I just want sex as I want to do it with him. Okay, that's what I want. It's like, all right, well, there you go, Austin. I've been sticking up for Austin a little bit. I just feel like, again, if the roles were reversed and Austin was a woman and Becca was a man, we'd be like, man, this guy is a horn dog. He is just kind of he is constantly dogging her for sex. So I don't know.
I feel like the way that she was phrasing it with this trip specifically was like, okay, if that's not happening, where's everything else? Where is the just you showing affection to me in any way on a, because I feel like he did a good job of that at the beginning. I feel like they would kiss sometime, or at least on camera. Like we had little kisses, or he'd have his arm around her or something, but maybe that's fallen off as they've talked more and more about intimacy. And she's missing that. So I feel like her frustration wouldn't be as bad if they were like at a good level with just like everyday intimacy.
Yeah, it feels like the pressure is getting to Austin, and he's not being as affectionate because he's so worried about this whole intimacy thing. And Becca just feels like his hesitancy is making her check out a little bit. So they're going a little bit downhill. And I think Becca probably looks at this season, it's like, wow, they really are kind of portraying me as this like sex crazed, sex starved person, when if he was just giving it to her on like, a regular basis, she wouldn't be this crazy about it. You just be like, we're doing it and it's fine. But she has to come out here every episode and be like, I guess I'll say it again. I just want some sex.
Like I don't want to beg, but
listen, it's almost like that. All right, so that's Becca and Austin. Shorter segment,
but on After Party, Austin did tell us that they had an argument while in Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
which was really odd because he said that he was brushing his teeth and playing music on his phone, and she thought that he was being like the music. Either she thought that it was like he was being disrespectful, like I guess inconsiderate to the other people in the house because he was playing the music.
Yeah, because I guess in her mind it was so loud that it would be disturbing the other people in the house.
Yeah.
And Austin tries to tell us, well, all my family's deaf, so they wouldn't be able to hear it.
Rudy
okay.
said, "Wait, like actually?" He's like, "Yeah, they have like hearing aids."
I was like, oh, well, that's an interesting fact we didn't know about Austin's
He said his dad and his
yeah.
uncle.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
was an interesting fact we didn't know. But it just seemed really just dumb.
It seemed like a very like minor argument, but he felt like, oh, it was that too.
Well,
Like,
but he said she did have to like leave his like presence and be alone. I was like, oh, okay. But Rudy's like, well, it wasn't really about the music, right?
right? He's like, what?
Huh? He really is. He is like a little boy. He's just like, oh, I don't understand. What do you mean? Emotions? what are emotions?
Right.
He does seem very inexperienced, immature in
Mhm.
relationships and all that stuff.
Yeah. So let's rate them.
What has been our history lately?
So last episode, or so we didn't rate at all last week, but episode 13, I was a 3, and you were a 4. And then before that, we were consistent 4s. We were 5s up until episode 8.
You know what? I might take him down to a 2. I'm
Oh,
not feeling this at all. And
me neither.
and the previews for next week do not get any better.
Mm-mm.
Because it seems like, from what I can tell, maybe Becca tries to make a move on Austin. I don't know what she's touching and grabbing under the sheets, but he has had enough. He gets up.
Because I would have thought, oh, it's editing. But then we have a confessional. She's like, and then he just got up.
Yeah. He gets up. He's got his stuff in his hands and he's walking off. And I don't know. I guess I think part of it maybe she did it. It's under the covers, but it also is still in front of cameras. So he's just like, it's like, God, like, why are you doing this in front of the camera? Like, it's not comfortable for me. So he's probably just fed up in that regard and just decides to take his stuff and go.
Yeah.
Go where? I don't know.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm a 2 too. It's like it's not looking good. It's just really not.
We had such high hopes for them. They were our golden couple. They were our Chris and Nicole of the season at one point. But and we haven't even fixed, like you said, the religion issue. We still got that on the back burner.
Literally. They're like okay, we're trying to address one thing at a time. Maybe they could like it could benefit from bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, can we switch for a minute? Get some fresher eyes on this other topic.
Because it's just going just heading to doom. When it's just like, okay, it's because y'all are just continuing to have the same conversation. Nothing's improving. And then it's just Becca's getting checked out. And she just seems like a different Becca, which it's like, I don't blame her because she's just like, she was so about him.
Yeah.
And now it's just, for her, it's feeling like, okay, if you are not showing me consistently on a day-to-day basis that affection, not even just sex, but just the small affections, then it's like, are you even interested?
Right.
Like, what is happening? And so then it's like, how can she continue to be so about him when it seems like he's just like, yeah, it's my buddy Becca.
Yeah, I mean, and on After Party, Rudy's, they play the clip of Becca talking about it feels like a friendship, and Rudy asks, so Austin, for you, does it feel like a friendship? He's like, no, it feels definitely like a romantic relationship to me. I don't understand where this is coming from. I don't understand what Becca's saying, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, it's always been romantic to me, but I guess she feels differently. Like, I mean, I don't know. I want to stand up for Austin because I feel like he's just a guy that moves a lot slower, but maybe Becca's just not the person for him to do that with.
Yeah. Maybe they are just on 2 different pages.
Yeah,
because you don't hear Emily talking about that because they have such other issues.
Intimacy for it, like,
could you imagine
for them is like so not even on the list of items. Like, we're not even thinking about that for another. If this continued for another 3 years, we wouldn't talk about that for that. We're so far from that. We're talking about just you being a decent human to me. Like,
how would Brennan even react? Oh,
he would throw up.
I can't even imagine. He would just be thinking, what do you think bringing that up? What do you think about me? Oh my gosh.
How do you mean to speak to me in this manner?
Right.
Say such tawdry things.
It's just ridiculous. All right. So Michael and Chloe.
Do you have problems with with insomnia? Do you need something to help you go to sleep at night? Try Michael and Chloe. the new wonder sleep aid. Watch 5 minutes of one of their conversations, you'll be out like a light. Oh my gosh.
They single-handedly make me want to pause the recording on my TV, pull up my laptop so that I can go on 2x speed.
Yeah, it's just it was so, I don't know if it's their voices because they both have like these kind of like soothing, calm voices.
Yeah.
It's almost like ASMR. It's
Yeah.
like in the very last of their segment, I literally found myself nodding off. I was like, "What in the world? What is happening?" And the conversation is just so not riveting, so boring. It just
Yeah, and it's like, and we'll get into it, but Michael at this point keeps talking about the chemistry that he sees.
where
Is the chemistry in the room with us?
I'm looking everywhere. I'm picking up all my stuff. I'm like, where is it? It's gotta be here somewhere. He says it's here. Where is it? I'm turning over all my couch cushions, looking under my coffee table. No, not under there. Gotta be here, right? I don't see it.
Yeah. So I was wondering how they were going to do the days. So they said day 1 of marriage, Chloe and Michael, and then everyone else is day 18.
And we had another Chiron later with the day 2 of marriage. Like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. And they're not telling us how long they're gonna go. Are they gonna have extra time added? I would assume
Right.
so. But it seems like next week they're on the retreat with the rest of the couples. So,
Week 1 of marriage on retreat.
yeah, so I don't know how they're gonna really treat this. They were like, all right, y'all, we did not get our refund for Michael and Mystery Woman X's honeymoon, so we're gonna have to make this real local and real cheap.
Are y'all okay with 4 weeks?
We got a budget, we gotta stick in it. Okay, we cannot leave production here for another month to follow y'all around. So how
They're
about
like,
this?
actually, your last 4 weeks are going to be shot from your cameras. You have an
Yeah,
iPhone, right? Okay, perfect.
yeah, be just like the old days, the diaries or whatever cam, the couples cam, right?
Yeah.
Be just like that.
Yeah. It's new and creative.
So, Aysha, you are a Colorado fan. Have you been to this resort they're going to? I feel like this would have been an Aysha Welch thing.
No, when I went to Colorado, my friend's family has a not me.
Uh-huh. They have a compound. They have a
house,
uh-huh. Yeah. Probably on
like
the
a
mountains.
mountain house.
Yeah, of course.
So we
One of
went
your high
there.
society friends, one of your fellow high society people.
So now I can't be associated with people.
I mean, listen, that's your circle that you run in. I mean, I'm not surprised.
But anyway, so they wake up in bed, okay, and he's so jealous of how here he asked her if she's so jealous.
Sorry, Aysha. I have panic attacks when I podcast. Sorry.
Oh my goodness.
Only happens when I podcast. Sorry. Oh god.
He says she's so jealous of how good he slept because yes, she had 4 panic attacks that night, and she said they had nothing to do with him, but they only happen while she sleeps. And so then he's like, wait, let me show you how it was. So he imitates her. And she thought that was the funniest thing on earth. Like literally the audio of her laughing kept cutting through to him talking.
What a knee! Oh my god! What a knee slapper! Oh my gosh! Like, is this real or did they pipe in this? Like, did they ADR this laughter? Because
Maybe it just works for them. Maybe it could just not be for us, or we may think, oh, it's not as exciting, but maybe this is exciting for them.
I don't know. It just felt I don't know what I think I'm just jaded from this season.
Absolutely.
I don't buy. I'm just not buying what Chloe is selling, and I don't know why. I can't explain it. Like the laughter seemed off to me, seemed fake. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Yeah. So, yeah, she is having a laugh attack, and she says she's been having these panic attacks for years. I mean, but they only come when she's super stressed. So, I guess she's been stressed leading up to the wedding, and then I guess there's some lingering effects, even though they're married now. And so she says she's actually never had one during the day. And he's like, "Oh, good. Then I don't have to be on alert all day, just at night."
Oh boy.
And so he grabs their room service. They're eating breakfast. We get a confessional. She's like, she didn't have her sound machine, her humidifier, her essential oils in order to sleep properly.
I thought you were a minimalist. Like you sounds like you have a lot. It sounds like you have a lot of stuff going on.
Right.
Where do you put all this stuff? You don't have end tables.
Yeah. And so she tells him like there was never a moment that she thought the other shoe was going to drop. She can tell that he's very loved, and she loves having him in her space. And she says one thing that they can share is touch because she feels like they'll be connected. And she's like, "Touch me." So then he kisses her hand. He did. She did. So it's time to leave for their honeymoon. She's wearing this like pink shirt that says wifey. He tells her she looks cute in it. We get a confessional from him. He said he's full of optimism. He was really worried she'd feel like second place, but they have really great chemistry right now, and he just wants to keep riding that momentum. She notices that he has 6 bags, and I don't know how many she had, but she just noticed that he had 6 bags. And she's like, we pack very differently because she's a minimalist. And he's like, yeah, so I got my scarves, I got my flannels, I got my coats, I got my tops, I got my blazers, I have some dress shirts, I have some sweaters.
This is almost a never-ending bag. He's just going down there like, yeah, I got this, I got that.
He basically said, I got options. He's not one to pack like, oh, we're doing this activity, one outfit.
It really reminds me of when we met in New York, and you had like I was leaving that day. I met you and all the other RHAPers for brunch, and you're like, "Where's all your stuff?" And I had a backpack with all my stuff, and I was like, "This is it." I was here for 2 days. This all my stuff's in here. You're like, "What?" You were shocked. Like I fit all of my things in a backpack.
Appalled. Only 2 days. A backpack that's a day trip.
Yeah.
Like I'm not spending the night. If I'm spending the night, now I got to work in how this is going to be fit into my carry-on.
Let's not travel light. You never know when you got to run. You never know when you got to be on the run. All right. Take all your stuff with you.
Oh my goodness. And so, yeah, she says she could fit her whole closet in his luggage. And she said like his luggage looked like half of his closet or something like that. I don't know. So they road trip to their honeymoon. This is different, right?
That's so sad. It's like, typically when we're getting the traveling to the honeymoon, we're all going on a plane.
It's our first plane ride together.
Going to a different country. We're in a car. We're in a busted down car, not even like a luxury vehicle. Just a busted down car getting driven, probably in a production minivan, probably in a Sprinter van. Just getting driven across the state to wherever they are going. This is really sad. It really did feel like, yeah, we blew the budget for this season. We gotta get something nice and close and cheap.
He said, where can y'all go real quick so y'all are back in time for this retreat?
2 days. Y'all got 2 days. Right. I would feel so cheated if I was Chloe. I really would. Well, Chloe and Michael, really. We did get someone mention
maybe she low-key does.
I would imagine so.
Because with the behavior we're going to talk about in that last scene, you're like, girl, where's that coming from?
Where's this energy coming from?
Yeah.
Someone on the Facebook group mentioned like we didn't get any of the typical post-wedding stuff. We didn't get the brunch with the family. We didn't get any of that stuff. We're just like, boom, they're gone.
Yeah, and I mean, he did say his mom and sister are in Vegas, so they wouldn't have been able to make it. But
we can't even get her grilled by his friends or him grilled by her friends. You're gonna get none of that.
They said no time.
No time.
We gotta get to that
We gotta move this thing quick.
Right. So Michael is asleep. He is knocked out in the car. And so they arrive at this mountain resort, and they have they have a really nice room. They have a platter, they have champagne, they pop it. And he says he's gonna like take every little data point about her, like so he can learn about her. And she just hopes it's gonna be as fun as she thinks it'll be. And we get a confessional where she says she just doesn't want anything to feel forced. So they're driving to like an excursion, like a fun thing, to go rock climbing. And she jokes in the car, like she's like, "Look, I'm so glad your headband matches your shoes. Like I don't know what I would have done if it didn't match." She's like, "You're matching from head to toe."
Oh, so funny.
I'm like, of course, did you see his suitcases? Mm-hmm. If he wasn't matching with all those options. And so they're rock climbing. They get like they're actually rock climbing. It's not like an indoor situation.
This is no joke. I was like, yeah, y'all have normies doing this type of thing? Like, I would do this for 30 minutes. Be like, all right, I'm done with this. This is too labor dangerous. Yeah, no, thank you.
I thought they were going to be zip lining or something. No, they were rock climbing. And she was being so vocal. She was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Let's not forget when they first got there, though, and they met their guide, Marquette. Mm-hmm. It was there. She's like, yeah, I decided to bring my new husband that I barely know to this like death-defying thing that I'm so scared of. And the guy's just like, okay.
Alrighty.
Put your harnesses on. Let's go. Right. Enough of your nonsense. He literally was like, okay, sure, whatever.
Oh my goodness. And so we get a confessional from her. She says like that really pulled her out of her comfort zone, and she feels like he really prioritized her. And she says like it was the most dangerous situation that she has put herself in a long time, and she's really thankful she has Michael. So they sit down. She asked him, like they talked about how like she's afraid of heights. Ask him what he's afraid of. He is afraid of roller coasters when he was younger. That's the only thing he could think of.
just riveting material. I'm scared of roller coasters. How about you? Okay.
And so he's like, I feel like we talked about so much deep stuff, but we haven't talked about like the basics. Like, what kind of support do you prefer? The reason that killed me. So he said, what kind of support do you prefer? I feel like that's not the basics. The basics are, what's your favorite color?
What's your biggest fear?
How many siblings do you have? Tell me about your job.
Yeah, those are basics. You know the basics, like what makes you cry? What makes you really vulnerable? What's your deepest, darkest secret? You know, the basics.
It's like, that's not what I thought the basic question would be. He said, what kind of support does she prefer? I was like, am I in a one-on-one with my manager? Like, what? And so it just felt like such a deep question for a basic right now type of situation. But it is important for him to know, I get. So she says, like, she never asked for help. So him reminding her that like she has him for help will help her a lot. And he says like for him, he doesn't always recognize the times that he does need help. And she's like, well, look, as I'm getting to know you, I'm here to help. So just know that. And then they're having dinner, and she's telling him about like her background growing up. She says she lived in Santa Fe. She had a very culturally diverse child. If you're listening to the audio only version, Jason is bored to tears.
Yeah, so he's in Santa Fe. You know,
I'm trying to liven this up, man.
Really diverse. And then I moved to Albuquerque.
I didn't even get all that. Okay. Santa Fe, okay. Yeah. And so she's had a very culturally diverse childhood. He talks about how he grew up in Anaheim. His mom is Filipino and his dad is Greek, which we didn't know that about him.
That's true.
So growing, she asked like which side he connected more with.
Mhm.
He
Also the problem is, like I said, Michael's voice in particular is just so soothing. It's just
yes.
like
He could
just
talk me through yoga.
yeah. As I'm listening, I'm just like my eyes are getting heavier and heavier, and he's not
Yeah.
talking about anything like especially riveting. I'm just like, yeah,
Right.
like I'm just putting me to sleep. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I don't know, man.
He says growing up, he connected more with his Filipino side. And then as he's gotten older, he's learned to appreciate both sides. We do find out that he said his dad passed away when he was 14.
Yeah.
Okay. And so his mom and his sister are in Vegas right now. His mom does not know that they are married. He told her about.
That woke me up. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
something interesting.
Wait, let me rewind what he said.
I wake up there in the massage chair. I was like, wait a minute, what did I miss?
Right. He said she doesn't know because she knew about the first time with the mystery girl. And so he just didn't tell her about this time because he knew how she felt about that all transpiring. He said, but his sister does know. He just specifically told his sister not to tell his mom.
Weird move.
Yeah. I mean, he said he wants to be clear. He's not trying to hide it from her. He just wants to wait until like the right time.
I think either you never tell her about getting married at first sight at all, or you tell her
ever?
each time. I mean, we've had people that be like, yeah, I'm just not telling people about this like at all. But he told her the first time, and I get she probably was very hesitant about it the first time, and she was probably someone that was like, yeah, I don't know about this. So for him now to go to her hat in hand, like, yeah, it didn't work that time, but I'm doing it again. Like, I guess I would understand the hesitancy, but you're gonna have to tell it at some point. So
yeah,
might as well just be upfront with it.
Right. And so obviously, if you're Chloe at this point, you may be a little. This may shake you a little bit because you're like, it's already like I'm already in a delayed situation, but let me try to make the best of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, okay, wait, this is weird. Like, okay, now it's not even for me. It wouldn't even be the fact that he hasn't told her yet, but knowing that she already has such a strong opinion. So it's like that's another hurdle that she's gonna have to figure out.
Chloe's gotta put on the happy face. It's like, oh, I understand. That's so normal. That's totally fine. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Silly goose.
So they do a couples massage. He says he usually makes noises when he's massaged. She says she's never dated a man with so many tattoos, and she thinks he's a very handsome guy. She loves his hair. She loves his pearls. He tells her that he usually gravitates to dark features, and he feels like he was drawn to her when he saw her walk down the aisle. He likes her inviting smile. He likes her lips. And so we get a confessional from him saying he feels like his feelings are continuing to be reinforced the more stuff they do, and he's very interested in being intimate with her. And he didn't expect, he tells her like he didn't expect to have such an initial chemistry. Thoughts?
Just kidding. There are words they said. Yeah, the words were said. I guess the words I would expect people to say were said. I guess. I like her. She's nice. We have chemistry again.
See, the hard part for me is it's not so much Michael. I feel like it's Chloe because I'm still trying to figure her out. Like I'm still trying to figure out what's genuine from her. And it's not, I mean, it's just like, obviously we're getting to know her. We don't know Michael that well either, but I feel like there's just something about Michael that feels a little bit more genuine than Chloe is coming off right now. Chloe seems like I'm putting on a happy face, like you said.
Yeah, definitely. I don't want to call her fake, but it just seems too good to be true. Maybe is what I'm thinking when I'm picking up for her because, up until the very last moment, she's just been like, "This has been so good," but it just seems like it's like I said, happy face. I don't know what. I can't really explain it. It's the feeling I get when I hear Chloe talk, when I see her mannerisms, when I see her speak. That's just the thought I get.
Yeah. So she set up a really romantic dinner for him with a rose.
Like we cannot afford to send y'all to dinner. Y'all can get room service, and you're gonna present it like very nicely.
Yeah. And so they have a weird shot of her playing with her nails like this. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah, no, I didn't catch that at all.
I was like, why are they on her hand? It was kind of like she was fiddling with her hand, like her nails in like a nervous way.
Is
And
this
they
to show that she's nervous? She's hesitant about what's going on right now?
Yeah. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. So she says, "Holy smokes."
Chloe really seems like a holy smokes type of person.
This was the second time she said holy smokes on this episode. This definitely was the second time. She said, "Holy smokes, we're doing this. It's been a lot for her to process." She says, because they got to go back to real life in a second. And they really don't have a point of reference for each other. She says she's been emotionally overwhelmed. And she feels like she's processing emotions she didn't even know that she had the capacity to feel. So tomorrow, reality really hits. She said it is very terrifying to think about moving in together. Meanwhile, she's saying all this. Michael is just like eating. And so she says, she's like, so she's terrified of moving in together. And he's like, yeah, because and then they cut to commercial. Then they show us her saying that again. And he's like, yeah, I'm afraid on the unknown too. She's like, no, I don't know if I could do this.
No, they showed the I don't know I can do this right before commercial.
Oh yeah, that part they showed.
And then they came back. He said something, and then she said it. It was cut very oddly.
Yes.
And and that whole I don't think I can do this, and then she does this weird smile thing right as she says it.
That's the putting on the face.
Yeah, it seems so out of nowhere and so out of place. I don't know if they grabbed it from somewhere else in the conversation and shoved it here, or if she's just really
No, I feel like
awkward.
that was her at that moment, because I mean, we've seen people it's that thing where when you really start to analyze people, when your facial expressions don't match what you're saying, that's when people don't feel like you're being genuine. And so she's trying to I'm trying to lighten it, but this is the reality. I don't feel like I could do this.
You're about to get dumped again. I'm just telling you. Just be prepared, okay? I'm gonna probably
this is too much. Okay?
I'm gonna probably disappear in the middle of the night. I'm gonna go back home. But hey, it was nice to meet you.
I'm actually done. Okay.
I'm gonna leave right now.
We're not even going to make it back to Denver. All right. I'm officially mystery girl number 2.
I'm really so sorry to crush your spirit like this. It's just, I had to do it.
Right. And so he's like, look, the past few days, we've had a full immersion, and he's learning how to, he's starting to learn how her emotions affect her demeanor. And so he's trying to gauge when to ask her about her feelings or when not. And she's like, you shouldn't have to. She's like, I internalize things and I don't want to be a burden to people. And I feel like I shut down. I usually shut down just enough to make people uncomfortable. He says right now, being supportive, that's the best role I can be in. Okay. He said, just act in your own self-interest and trust that I trust you. Boy, did this hit her.
Whoa.
She said,
wow,
this man right here, that's my man.
This got my eyes rolled up so far into my head that I don't think they've come back down yet. She's just
she said, my man,
wow.
my man.
She's like, I can't believe anyone would say something like that. I can't believe that he would tell me to myself first. I've never heard that from a man. Can you believe he said this? She's walking around the apartment or the suite or whatever. She's like, can you believe this? Who says that type of thing? And I believe him. And I just never heard that from anyone. Who says that? She cannot believe.
She said, who says, please be more selfish?
Who does that?
She's like, now I'm in this place where I have such a supportive partner. And she's like, I'm just going to work on feeling like it's okay to put myself first. Then she goes, I'm gone.
What a revelation. I can put myself first. I can do it.
It was just so, I was like, what is happening? Yes, put yourself first. But are you saying separate from Michael or
It was
with him?
It was so over the top, and
She was going through it.
She really was. She was like, who says something like that? But you know what? I believe him. I mean, okay, this is a little too much, Chloe.
And you know what? I believe him.
Yeah,
I believe Michael.
Wait a minute. Can I take that again? Can I take it again, Montre? Can we cut? Can we cut again? Okay. I'm gonna come from the top. I can't believe someone would say that. Is that good? Is that good? Okay.
You gotta you gotta go up, you gotta build, and then you pause, and then you say something else.
You know what? We'll do a couple takes. You guys decide. Which one you want.
Tell me when the dramatic incline should stop, and when I should say, but I believe him.
And then we'll just do one for fun. I'll do a little improv. We'll see what you guys like.
Look. Chloe maybe she's just a performer. Maybe she's just dramatic. But she says he told her exactly what she needed to hear in that moment. We went from hearing Chloe say, I don't think I can do this, to hearing her say, oh my gosh, this was amazing. He told me exactly what I needed to hear in that moment, and feeling completely opposite to where she was, I'm thinking. And so I'm like, I don't know. I'm very confused. But if anything, it seems like, okay, then Michael may be the perfect partner for her. However, not if she's going to keep doing this. Like, I know it's early, and I know like the little jitters got to get out of the way, but for something about this made me feel like this is going to be reoccurring.
She's going to keep freaking out. She's going to keep bolting.
And she's going to keep freaking out, and then relies on Michael to be her hero. And then when is it going to be a point where Michael realizes, like, wait, is she into this?
Honestly, I don't know. I have no idea if she's into this. I don't really know if he's into this. I know they're both saying they are. I don't see it. It's like I'm looking at y'all, and I don't know. I don't see it.
I think what she's realizing is he is a really great guy. Mm-hmm. But she has to work through her own, whatever's happening internally, that's coming out. And I feel like she needs to work on that in order to be like fully invested in the relationship.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just, I think Michael says there's chemistry. I don't see it. I feel like if I think back on the weddings, I feel like we had really good chemistry for most of our couples. Mm-hmm. And I'm not feeling that here at all. Even Emily and Brennan had good chemistry before the whole honeymoon debacle. Just not seeing it here. This seems like two
individuals.
Normal individuals that are this could have been a friend date. This could have been a friend's, go on a hiking thing.
Maybe it just needs to build.
Maybe I'm just jaded and, bitter.
And then also maybe once they get around the other couple, well, no. What am I saying? I'm saying that like it's a normal season.
Keep them away from the other couples. That's what you should be doing, producers. Don't put them in this den of, dysfunction. That's not the move.
Yeah, because I was like, well, maybe once they get around the other couples and then they're able to see how they're blending, then they can become more. But maybe it'll have the good effect. I guess like an opposite kind of effect where they see all the couples are just like, whoa, they're crashing and burning. I feel like we're in a great place. So let's keep this good thing going.
That's momentum. That's like, we're doing good. Let's keep this going good. So we can say that we were the one surviving couple.
We don't want to be like that.
Let's say we were the one couple that survived out of these 5.
Yeah. Michael just seems like a really sweet guy.
Yeah, sure. He seems a little like fake deep to me. Like he says a lot of words that don't mean anything. But
see, and you felt that too from After Party, and that's when I was like, no, I feel like he's showing emotional intelligence. I feel like if he were talking the way he were talking and he was like 28, I'd be like, okay, I felt like he was maybe being fake deep. But he's like 38.
But it feels like he says like 30 words when 10 words would relate the same message. He just seems like he has to say 1,000 words to get his point across.
I like the way he expresses it.
Because he wants to show you how intelligent he is.
Oh, see, I don't see it that way. I just see he's like, you have the words to use them.
See, when I think about the karmic balance of all of our romantic implications and what that could mean for our celestial bodies, and
And I'm hanging on to every word.
I know you are. You falling for it. It just seems like he's doing too much to me. And it's giving me fake deep a little bit. Just a tad.
Okay.
I feel like he's a nice guy. I feel like he's a genuine guy. I feel like he really does care for Chloe. I feel like he is a really caring, sympathetic person. So I'll definitely give him that. It's just he uses so many words to get his point across. So it's like all amount to nonsense to me.
Yeah, because look, remember before last season, I would have a guy that was like my guy. I didn't have that last season.
You didn't have that this season until Michael came along.
Until Michael.
Well, you had Orion in the first bit. You had Orion. That was your man.
No, I wouldn't say all that. No, I'm telling you, I wouldn't say all that. I said they could make it work. I never said Orion would be somebody I would be into. Oh, run the tapes.
How tunes change.
Oh my! You may have implied. You may have concluded that whatever the word I'm looking for is. Okay. It's getting late.
All right. Yeah.
But that's not what I was saying.
If you say so. That's not how I remember it.
Okay. What would you rate Michael and Chloe? Scale of 1 to 5.
Man, that's tough. It's real tough.
Yeah.
I will for now put it in a smack dab middle and put it in a 3.
Same. I already wrote it down. A 3. Because it could go either way.
Yeah.
And I think as we start to see them interact more, we'll get to see how comfortable they get and what it really will be.
Yep. Well, listen, seems like next week we got some entertaining things happening.
The retreat.
We get the Austin storm out. We get the Emily bust her head wide open.
Yes. Lauren trying to decide if she should even talk to Orion.
Why are they here? Why? What? Where'd you come? What? Who invited you? You know, producers are like, look at this. We got 5 couples at the retreat. No, you don't. You got 2.5. Okay.
And then we're gonna get a scene. Hey Cameron, I was just thinking about you. We're at the retreat. You're free to come up here when you're free. Just give me a call back. He sleep.
That boy stay asleep.
Yeah. Oh, but thank y'all so much for sticking with us. Hopefully you had a good time hanging out with us.
How did we get to almost 2 hours?
I have no clue. With 3 couples. Nonsense.
We had a lot of nonsense this episode. So really, literally, if y'all stuck with us, we appreciate it because we went into some nonsense places.
Yes, we really did. But that's because of we're 3 couples, okay? But yes, make sure y'all go join the Facebook group. Password is cat blocker. And make sure you go leave us a 5-star rating and review. We would really appreciate it. Subscribe to the Love at First Sight feed. Jason, what are you up to? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at JAYR1085. As far as podcasts go, I don't really have anything really going on right now. I was recently, as I pitched last week and week before that, I was on Crime Scene with Sarah and Mari talking about American Nightmare. So check that out if you haven't already. Other than that, that's it. That's it for me. How about you?
Yeah, y'all can follow me on all social media at Aysha like Aysha. That's AYSHA like ASIA. I'm actually locked out of my TikTok at the moment because my TikTok. I still have Malshipu Sisters. That's where I scroll anyway.
I was like, what will the Spice Girls fans do if they cannot get TikToks from their girls?
Now that's the thing. It had been so long that I switched accounts to mine that it locked me out. So I got to figure that out. But anyway, I scroll on the Malshipu Sisters TikTok anyway. That's the one that's most curated for me. So it's a non-issue. But anywho, just make sure you go catch me there. And we'll be back next week to talk about episode 16 of Married at First Sight. Hopefully soon we have an idea of what this end of the season looks like. Hopefully we get a schedule out there somewhere. So yeah, just keep sticking with us. Even if you've given up on watching the episodes, come check us out. We'll keep you updated. But yeah, thank y'all so much for listening, and we'll see y'all next week. Bye.